The apps that are costing you and I more than we know. You told yourself it was just for a minute, and somewhere between the news app, the group text, the game, and the shopping tab, you had no intention of opening. An hour passed, maybe two. And the thing you were actually feeling before you picked up the phone, the loneliness, the restlessness, the low hum of anxiety, the stress that has been following you all around all week, is still there, right there where you left it, waiting. The app did not fix it. It never does. It just postponed the conversation you and I need to have with ourselves. And here's the thing about postponed conversations, they do not disappear, they accumulate and they get louder. They start showing up in our sleep, in our relationships, in our careers, in the quiet moments when there is no screen close enough to reach for. Today, we are leaning into what our apps are really doing, not to our time, but to our spirit, and what it means to finally put down the thing you've been using to avoid the thing that needs your attention most. Hey y'all, I'm Madison Simone Chase, also known as Miss Chase. I was raised by an incredible single mom who is my biggest fan and my BFF for real. I am a certified celebrity personal trainer, fitness and wellness expert, and sports and entertainment media host. Born in Fort Worth, raised in Dallas, Texas, built in Los Angeles. I trained at Juilliard with School of American Ballet, becoming the world's only three-time ESPN Miss Fitness champion, appearing in more than 450 fitness DVDs. And the first of the 450 was led by celebrity trainer and GOAT Gunnar Peterson, who's known for training the Kardashian family. As a certified celebrity trainer myself, some of my most notable clients include Robert Pattinson of Twilight and Batman, Chris Tucker of Rush Hour, and Amber Riley of Glee. As a sports and entertainment media host, some of my favorite red carpet moments include chatting with Richard Branson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Emma Stone, Viola Davis, Tyler Perry, Justin Baldoni, Issa Rae, and Tiana Taylor, to name a few. I share my accomplishments to honor the millions of sacrifices that my mom planted in me so that I could blossom and flourish into the woman I'm still becoming. So, wherever you're listening from, pull up a digital chair, grab yourself a cup of hot or cold herbal tea, and welcome to my cozy home of Cut to the Chase at 8. A 15-minute micro learning moment for macro living. And I am so overjoyed that you are here because this is where we explore and lean into life with our lived experiences, yours and mine, where we invite lots of grace in this space because we are living in some interesting times. We chat all about spirit, mind, and body health that is ultimately our wealth in micro doses for macro living. So make sure you join me twice daily for just 15 minutes at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Because this is your 15-minute chance for your daily pause for a cause, clarity, wellness, grace, and intentional decision making. And giving yourself grace because how we start our day and how we end it matters. Each episode, my offer to you is 3 keys and 1 question to sit with. Something practical, something grounded, and something you could carry with you. So wherever you're listening from, turn it up and tune in. And if anything you hear today pricks your heart or lights a spark, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with someone you care about. And please leave a comment so that this becomes a dialogue and not a monologue. And leave a 5-star rating. Now let's take a breath together. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lean into today's episode of Cut to the Chase at 8. Let's cut the noise. Let's get clear. Let's get ready, set, grow, and go. And we are great. So the title for today's episode is The Apps That Are Costing You and I More Than We Know. We are finishing this week of the digital detox, and I want to open today with something that I think really gets missed in almost every conversation about screen time and app usage. We talk about apps like they are the problem. Delete the app, solve the problem. Set a timer, solve the problem. Put the phone in another room, solve the problem. And while all of those things are valuable and they have value, they are solutions aimed at the surface. They address the behavior without touching the root. And the root, as always, in this season, goes much deeper than the thing we could see. Whether you are 25 or 75, whether you use social media or you have never downloaded an app, you don't even know what that is, whether you are tech forward entrepreneur or retiree who just has a few apps your grandchildren showed you, every single one of us has something on our phone that we reach for when we are trying to feel something different than what we are currently feeling. That is this episode. That is the detox. And that is what we are getting into today. Which brings me to key number one. Every app you and I keep is a feeling we have been trying to manage. And I want to walk us through some examples, and I want you to listen for yourself and myself. And don't judge yourself, but I want you to feel seen. The news app. Most people tell themselves they keep it because they want to stay informed, and that may be partially true, but if you are honest about the feeling that the news pulls you into when you open it, especially late at night, especially when the day has been heavy, it is often anxiety. The specific anxiety of not knowing, the nervous system's attempt to manage uncertainty by consuming more information, and oftentimes it is very negative. Even when the information changes nothing about your circumstances and leaves you feeling worse than before you looked. The mobile game. It feels like a break, and rest is something we all genuinely need. But here is the difference between rest that restores you and distraction that numbs you. The game pulls you in for 45 minutes. When you sit down for 5, it's usually not restoring anything. It is medicating something. Boredom, restlessness, the discomfort of being alone with your thoughts without something to occupy them. The shopping app. The brief feeling of control and possibility that comes from browsing, adding to cart, imagining a version of your life that contains this item in a season of financial stress. And many people in this audience are navigating real financial pressure right now. The shopping app can become a way of feeling abundant for a few minutes in a life that has been feeling scarce. The purchase may not even happen. The scroll itself is the medication. The productivity app, the analytics dashboard, the email that you check compulsively even on your day off. For the entrepreneur and the executive and the retiree who still has not fully powered down from decades of performance, the work app is often medicating the anxiety of not doing enough, not being enough, not staying relevant enough. The checking is not productivity. It is a nervous system that does not know how to stop. Every single one of these is a form of emotional management. And there is no shame in it. We reach for what is available when we are trying to regulate a feeling we do not know how else to handle. But the app was never designed to actually resolve the feeling. It was designed to keep you coming back. And so the feeling remains just below the surface, waiting for the next moment to resurface. Which brings me to key number 2. What lives on your phone is a reflection of what you and I have been giving our attention to. And your phone does not lie. Here is an exercise I want us to try either right now or the moment this episode ends. Go to your phone's screen time or digital well-being settings. Every smartphone has this feature. And look at your top 5 most used apps from the past week. Just look at them, the names and the hours. And that list is a spiritual inventory. It is completely unedited recording or a record of where your attention, your emotional energy, your spirit, and a significant portion of your waking hours that have actually been going and invested into that. Not where you intend them to go, not where you tell yourself they go, but where they actually went. Now hold that list next to the life you say you are building or that you want, the relationship you say that matters most to you, the health goals you have been working toward, the creative project that has been sitting unfinished, the prayer practice you keep meaning to be more consistent with, the rest you know your body needs, the person you are genuinely trying to become. Is the list aligned with that vision, or is there a gap? For most of us, there's a gap. And I want to say this clearly. That gap is not a moral failure. It is information. It is your phone telling you with perfect, authentic honesty what has actually been winning the competition for your attention. And attention, as anyone who has ever studied what it means to build a life intentionally will tell you, is one of the most precious and finite resources you have. Where your attention goes, your life goes. And the app knows that. That is why they were built to capture it. The phone audit is an act of radically, honestly assessing where is your attention. It does not require you to be harsh with yourself because there's enough of that. It requires us to be willing to see clearly and to let what we see inform what we choose next, which brings me to key number 3. Curating your phone is curating your spirit, the practical detox. Once we've named the feeling that each app is managing and seen the honest gap between your screen time and your values, the detox becomes something very different from a restriction exercise. It becomes a curation practice. And there is an enormous psychological difference between those two things. Restriction feels like punishment, like you're taking something away from yourself, white knuckling your way through, or brown knuckling or tan knuckling your way through the urge to reach for it, waiting for the 30 days to be over. Curation feels like agency. You are making a deliberate, valued, aligned decision about what you want, shaping your mind, your mood, your spirit, and your body every single day. One comes from deprivation, the other comes from clarity. And here is the 3-question framework I want us to apply to every app on our phone. You don't have to do all of them today. Start with 1 or 2 that you already know are the most costly. The first question is, does this app add value to my life or extract from it? Not in theory, but in actual practice, and based on how you feel after you use it. The second question is, does the app align with who I am genuinely trying to become in this season? Not who I was 2 years ago, not when someone else thinks I should be, or who am I actually moving toward right now? And the third question is the most important one. Am I in control of this app, or is it in control of me? Do I open it intentionally, or do I use it for a specific purpose and close it when that purpose is complete? Or does it open itself, keep me longer than I planned, and leave me feeling like time was taken from me rather than spent by me? The apps that fall all 3 questions are the ones to remove first. The apps that pass all 3. So the apps that fail all 3 questions are the ones that you need to remove first. And the apps that pass all 3, keep them and use them well. The apps in the middle, where the real discernment work happens, and discernment, as this season keeps returning to, is exactly the muscle we are here to build. Your phone should be a tool that serves your life, not a mirror that reflects back every unresolved emotion, not a slot machine that keeps you reaching for one more hit of stimulation, not a substitute for the stillness your spirit is genuinely asking for, but a tool in your hands on your terms. So, bringing this all together, the digital detox this week has been building toward one central truth. The screens and the apps and the platforms we interact with every day are not neutral. They are shaping us, our moods, our self-image, our attention, our values, our sense of what is normal and what is enough. And most of us never stop long enough to ask whether we are okay with that. Today's episode asks you to go underneath the apps and look at what they are really doing, not to your screen time, but to your spirit. And what you found there, the feelings being managed, the gap between your phone and your values, that is not a reason for shame. It is the starting point for something better. You get to decide what lives on your phone. You get to decide what shapes your mind. We get to decide whether our attention, the most precious thing we have to offer our own life, goes to the thing that builds you or the things that borrow from you without giving back. That decision starts with one honest look, and you already took it today. If your phone's most used apps were a mirror, what would they tell you about what you have actually been prioritizing over your own peace? Not the answer you would give to someone else, the honest one, the one that you only know. Sit with that today. It is worth more than another hour of scrolling. So before you go, I just want to say thank you. From the bottom and top of my heart, it's truly been an honor and a pleasure sharing this time with you. And thank you for continuing to give yourself grace in this space with me today. I'm genuinely happy and thankful you chose to step into this cozy digital home with me. So, before you head out, let's quickly revisit our three keys and one reflection question from today's episode. Key number one: every app you keep is a feeling that you have been trying to manage. And for the next 24 hours, name the feeling before you open the app and check out the app you reach for like on automatic, like just automatically, right? It just happens. Key number two: what lives on your phone is a reflection of what you've been giving your attention to. And does the screen time audit put it next to your values list and let the gap speak to you honestly? Key number three: creating your phone is curating your spirit. Curating your phone is curating your spirit. Apply these three questions to your app today. Does it add or extract? Does it align with who you are becoming? And are you in control of it, or is it in control of you? And one question to sit with: is your phone most used app? If it were a mirror, what would they tell you about what you actually have been prioritizing over your own peace? So if today's episode offered you clarity, insight, or even a pause for a cause you didn't know you needed, if it is if it's pricked your heart or lit a spark, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with someone you care about, or leave a 5-star rating, and please leave a comment so that this becomes a dialogue and not a monologue, because it truly helps this space to grow and reach the people who need it most. And before we close, I want to extend a gentle invitation. If you've been listening consistently, reflecting, or feeling called to move beyond just listening into a community connection and intentional growth, I would love for you to consider becoming a Cut to the Chasers at 8 Circle founding member. It's a foundational community for those who want to build, grow, and heal together intentionally, honestly, and in rhythm. You can support at the $3, $5, $8, or $10 a month. Every contribution matters and every member belongs. So thank you for joining me here twice daily for our daily 15-minute microdose for macro living. Let's close with one breath. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. Central. This is Cut to the Chase at 8 with me, Madison Simone Chase. Thank you for starting and ending your day with intention and grace. It's Cut to the Chase at 8. You're ready, set, grow, and let's go. Let's be clear and let's be great. Blessings to you and yours. Until tomorrow.